I would next like to invite Jim Reapy and Egbert Perry to the podium.
I am terrifically honored to be introducing Egbert Perry to all of you tonight. As a former recipient of the award, I can only say that I'm glad I did not have to compete with Egbert and Gil and all the others who are getting these awards, as they have raised the bar for this award substantially. I won't go into Egbert's very successful professional life in real estate, as I hope you've read his bio and the material already, but I would like to spend just a minute on his Penn life, which is why we're here, and it has been a very good life, to say the least. Since obtaining 3 degrees at Penn and marrying a Penn woman, Renee, Egbert has been engaged with Penn at all levels. Among them, engineering overseer, Penn trustee, chair of the Penn Institute for Urban Research, the go-to host for anything Penn in Atlanta, gift chair of his class of '76, and just to keep the Penn-Perry lineage going a little bit further, his daughter Ashley graduated from the college in 2005. I know Egbert best through our more than 20 years of service as trustees, where he has been one of our outstanding trustee leaders. He served on the executive committee, but most important perhaps, he used his real estate expertise to guide our facilities and campus planning committee during a period where we made some of the biggest decisions and some of the biggest improvements on this campus that it has ever seen. And he helped guide our decisions during that period of time when the change and improvements were so critical to the future of Penn. As you can tell from the write-up, Egbert, like a lot of the others up here on this stage, have never turned down a request to help Penn. He has given back so much of his energy and his knowledge and his time to Penn that we could not thank him enough for all of that. And he did this in spite of experiencing some challenges of being a Penn student of color in West Philadelphia in the '70s. Egbert would likely call it an understatement to say that he experienced back then, on occasion, not quite as welcoming an atmosphere as students do today. That experience stayed with Egbert. Fortunately for Penn, he not only overcame those challenges, but he has spent the last 40 years helping to make the university and its neighborhood a much, much better place. He's been a role model for us all in that regard and for those who will follow us. Egbert, you've helped Penn become a better place for all students, regardless of race, gender, or nationality. You've represented Penn in so many positive ways, and at the same time helped make the university's future much brighter. We're proud to call you one of the finest Penn citizens we have. I'm very proud to call you my good friend. So I present you tonight Antigua's and Atlanta's greatest gift to Penn, Egbert Perry.
Good evening. Good evening. Jim, thank you for that overly generous introduction. I really would like to meet the guy that he was describing one of these days. You know, there's another person up here that could have done an introduction because she's sort of like the mother of Egbert and Gil, and that's Gloria. And Gloria, I also want to say thank you for that. And I want to thank all of you for being here tonight, and to all of the other people with whom I share the stage. I really do consider this an honor and a privilege to have been considered for this recognition. And to have actually received it is even more special and implausible. Implausible for the reasons that Jim gave, because the fact is, Penn was sort of a shelter and a refuge for me when interacting with a very hostile Philadelphia Police Department back in the '70s. We used to compare notes on who had been picked up for the most incidents by police and handcuffed and so on. And sometimes in those days, we actually conflated the two institutions, Philadelphia or Philadelphia Police and the University of Pennsylvania. But whenever I looked in the mirror and I was sober and honest about the circumstances, the reality is Penn was, in fact, my retreat, and especially Penn Engineering. So I owe a lot to Penn, an outstanding education, a chance to change and expand my worldview, a wife, a daughter who graduated in the class of '05, another daughter who is a graduate student here at the university. And I want to express my deepest appreciation for all of those colleagues on the board and to the very best university president in the country. Serving on the committee that Jim chaired to recruit Amy to Penn was probably my single greatest contribution to this university. And every president needs a colleague and a partner. And so David, you heard him earlier, the two of them helped to make Penn what Penn is today from a leadership perspective. And I'm also grateful for the subcommittee that put my name forward. Thank you, but you know, for a moment, you went uncharacteristic on me and lost your mind long enough to nominate me. But if that wasn't bad enough, Gil Casillas? Really? I couldn't resist that. But I really have witnessed the tremendous leadership from this board and the excellent professionals that help make this place fulfill on its mission every day. And I was fortunate to have been a small part of it. And because of that leadership, it's never surprising that Penn enjoys the coveted place that it does in the world of great research universities. So in some respects, I feel it a little inappropriate to accept this award, because the one thing I can say without reservation is that I have always gotten more from my service to Penn than I gave. And to share the night with me, I did bring with me, or she allowed me to come, my wife of 37 years, who is Wharton 77, Renee. So Renee, thank you. Love you, and I love you, Penn. Thank you very much.